Hello, guys, welcome back to Mathematics. Today we're going to learn about bar graphs. We are going to learn how to read them and how to construct them. So, first, let's check how to read them. In the bar graphs, it's important to identify if the bars are vertical or horizontal because the length or the height of the bars is going to tell you the frequency. Remember, the frequency is how many elements of the same type we find in the population, in the group that we have, that we are studying. For example, in this case, we have a group of children and we are checking their favorite pets. So notice since the bars are vertical, that means the height is telling us the number of children that like each type of pet. So it says types of pets: cat, dog, rabbit, hamster, and fish. That means those are the categories or the type of pets that we are studying in these children. Then the height of each bar is going to tell you how many children prefer cat, how many dog, rabbit, hamster, and fish. So, for example, if we want to know how many prefer rabbit, we just need to check how high is this bar. So notice that on the vertical axis we have some numbers that they are going to tell us what is the amount of children. In this case, 4 children prefer rabbit. Same thing we could do with cat, dogs, hamster, and fish. So at the end, what we can get from the graph is this data here. But sometimes the bar could be also horizontal, like in this case. So it's important to know that in this case, the length, the horizontal length of each bar is going to tell you the amount of things. We need always to check the names of the axes because that's going to tell us what the graph is about. In this case, the horizontal is the number of students, and in the vertical, we have a transport. So, according to the title, yes, it's the modes of transportation of a group of people. In this case, we do something similar. For example, let's see how many people go walking. So it's going to be around 12 people because it's between 10 and 20, but it's closer to 10. So around 12 people goes walking. Same thing with the other bars. The most important part of the graphs is that it allows us to compare very easily. For example, car is way bigger than bike. So sometimes it's not that we need the exact amount of people that moves in car, but we just want to compare what happens with the people that go by car compared with the people that goes by bike, by bus, and so on. But let's see how to construct it. So first, we need information that we are going to put in the graph. For example, this table here. This table is showing us the favorite sport of a group of children. In the table, we are given how many kids prefer each sport, and we want to represent it in a graph. So we need a grid. Okay, the first thing that we need to do for the graph is drawing the axis. Remember always to use a ruler. Okay, we need to check what is the biggest frequency to make sure that we have space enough in the graph. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And the biggest one is 9. So, yes, we have space enough. If the space is not enough, what you could also do is that say, for example, 1 square is going to be 2, 4, 6, and so on, if the space is not enough. In this case, it's enough. So we are just going to say each square is one person. Don't forget to always put names to the axis and also to the graph. In this case, in the vertical, we are saying how many people likes each sport. So we can put number of children. In the horizontal, we are going to put the sports. So we also put the name of that axis. And don't forget the title. Now we represent the sports in the horizontal axis. We can take one square for each sport. For example, this one could be football. The next one, rugby. The next one, hockey, running, and tennis. Okay, now we can start drawing the bars. If you put different colors for each bar, it's going to be clearer. So let's say that we are going to use green for football. So the frequency of football is 8, so it has to go until this point. There it is. Now for rugby, it's 5 people. Let's use this fuchsia for rugby. So it goes until here. Let's use blue for hockey in 7. Orange for running. Running is going to be 9. And finally, tennis with purple. Tennis is going to be 3 people here. Okay, and that's how we complete our bar graph. Notice the most common one is running. Okay, guys, I propose you to do this exercise. Try to solve it in a horizontal bar graph and then come and check it. Okay, so again, we need to draw the axis. Okay, let's don't forget the names of the axis. This is going to be number of children again. And in this case, it's talking about the favorite food. So that's what we are going to put in the vertical. And the title, don't forget it. In the vertical, we are going to put the food. So let's use these 5 squares for the names of the food. And we also put the numbers of the frequency. I moved a little bit the name so we could write the numbers. Okay, let's use colors again. This fuchsia for pizza should go in the 8. So until here. Let's use orange for tacos. Let's use green for hamburgers at 5. Let's use this dark blue for wings at 6. And finally purple for poutine. Let's color them, it's gonna look better. That's the final bar graph. Okay guys, that's all for this video. Give me a like if it was useful, subscribe if you haven't done it yet, book your lessons with me if you want, and then drop any question you have in the comments below. Bye bye guys, see you next time.